Okay, today we're going to paint a bedroom. We're going to have a couple different colors. Today we're using the Super Paint Sherwin-Williams. It's going to be white and green. So I have the baseboard, everything all taped up, got drops down, getting ready to pour this in the bucket. I'm going to be using a 1/2 inch. I'm going to be using a 1/2 inch white dove. Nice naps here. I've got a couple of pretty brushes we're going to be using. I like the softer bristles when it comes to painting the walls. And of course these here are nice too. If you ever try to use these you clean up real easy. So we have a couple of those. So we're going to put one of these on here. This is our first color, Coastal Plain. You like these 5-way tools here. You got a scraper, cutter. The things, pop these things open. Of course, this rounded part is for when you get done with these, you can just use this to scrape all the extra paint out back into the bucket, and then you just throw that away if you want, or wash it, keep it for another day. So this is sage. This is a nice color, nice sagey color. I'm gonna try to do this one-handed. I'm gonna leave a little bit in the bucket because I'm gonna use that as a cut bucket. But look at there, I did it. Maybe 80% of it. We'll leave 20 in the bucket. All right. We're going to get this set up. I normally spray these with water, but I didn't bring me a bottle of water out here, so it's just going to take a few extra minutes for that to soak in because the nap's dry, but it'll work itself in there. But let me get this stuff in the room and I'll show you what we're doing. I'll be back in a moment. All right, we're here. I'm going to start applying some of the sage color. This room's going to be a little bit different. We're going to have this wall half white and then half green, and this wall is going to be all green. It's going to be pretty interesting. But I'm going to show you a quick tip on how to use just regular masking tape if you don't want to spend the extra money on frog tape, or if you just don't have any. We're going to run a strip of tape across from one corner to the next, and I'll show you a little tip that will give you a nice, good, clean, straight edge without having to worry about tape bleed or going through the expense of buying frog tape. So let's start cutting in. Now, since this wall is going to go white, I don't want to put a whole bunch over there on that. Just enough to, when I come back in and cut my white into this, I can get a nice, good, clean, straight edge. Now, this is a pretty good paint. It looks like since it's such a dark color, going over a dark color, looks like it's going to cover in one coat. But we'll see when it dries. If it needs a second coat, we'll put it on there, but it looks like it's going to be good with just one. All right. Now sometimes when you go to use this super paint to cut in, you may have to drop maybe an ounce of water in here to loosen it up, because it comes pretty thick. And sometimes it's difficult to come off the brush if you don't put a little bit of thinner in it. You want it to kind of like pull off the brush so you can get a nice good straight edge and not roll off the brush. But we're going to finish cutting this in, and I'll be back to show you the finished product on this wall. Alright? Back in a moment. Alright. Just about to paint this wall. Just wanted to show you final step here. A little bit more. Alright. Just like that, this wall is rolled. Now we're going to take and we're going to put an angle on here. We're going to go from that corner to that corner. We're going to paint the top half of this over here green. And when I come back, I'll show you what that looks like. Alright, coming to the end of this wall now. It's going to be an opposite color. Right now, our plans is to get this to dry. We're going to make a line from that corner to this corner. We're going to run some tape. And we're going to paint this part of it white. So we're going to have green, white, and then green, and then all the behind you there will be all white. So what we got to do now is I got to run out to the truck and get my fan. I'm going to put the fan on here, hopefully get this dried up quickly. But while we do that, I'm going to go set up the white paint to do the rest of the room. So with that being said, we'll be back in a moment. Alright, so now that we're done with the green, we're going to set the white up. This is called White 52. It's actually a bear color, but Sherwin-Williams mixed it. It looks like it's almost white, but if you put it close to white, you'll see like maybe a little hint of gray. And what they say is when they do that, it causes it to cover better. It adds a little extra hide, they call it. So that's what we're looking for, because we're going over a pretty dark color. So we're going to have to do 2 coats with the white anyway, but every little bit helps. So I'll go ahead and get this set up. Once I get back into the room, I'll show you what we're going to do. All right? Be back in a moment. All right. Now this part, we're going to have to wait a few minutes for the green edge to dry. But while we're waiting for that to dry, we're going to go ahead and start cutting this in. We've got plenty to do while that dries. And one thing I forgot to tell you about these pretty brushes, these are handcrafted paint brushes, and you know the crafter always puts like this little sticker right there with their signature showing who made the brush. Little FYI there. And a lot of times, you know, after that sticker washes off, 3 or 4, you know, washes, your finger, you know, you tend to put your finger right on that, and it's a sticky residue that that sticker leaves behind, and it's like every time you dip the brush and go up, your finger sticks to that little where the sticker used to be. But This is the white 52 that we're using. You can see right away that it's going to take 2 coats of this dark color. So you don't have to be too precise and, you know, trying to get it to cover. Just put a light coat over there. Just to get it maybe, you know, 75% covered, and the second coat will definitely do it. All right. I don't want to bore you too much, so I'm going to keep cutting this in and show you what it looks like when I'm done. Be back in a minute. All right, so now that we have this angle going on, basically, you know, we just put the 2 colors, you know, side by side. It's kind of like a rough angle. This one here is still a little bit wet, but over here we have one. And what we did was just took one of the you know, the chalk line. Just, you know, you see the blue chalk right here. We took a chalk line, and we just put it from that corner to this corner. You know, popped the line, and I just stayed off of it with my tape a little bit. So when I go to paint the white, it'll cover up all the chalk. But I'm getting ready to cut this in again, and get you know, second cut, you know, coat of paint on it. And then I'm going to come back and show you how to, you know, since we're using masking tape and not frog tape, you know, the biggest thing is worried about the paint going behind the tape. They call it tape lead. I'm going to show you a little simple trick that you can do if you want to use masking tape, or, you know, you just don't want to spend the money on frog tape. So when we come back, I'll show you how to do all that. So let me get this cut in again, get it rolled out, and get to this point, and then we'll go through those steps. So we'll be back in a moment. All right, here's the secret recipe. This is, you can use any brand, but this is just a clear caulk from Dep. And you know, what I like to do is just put just a little bit on that edge, just to seal it up. Just get rid of most of it. You just want to, just enough to seal the edge of the tape. You don't want to leave a whole lot of it on there. Just smooth it out. Just a little bit of sealing is all you need. Just about like that. And now, after I get all of it done, you paint over that. As soon as the paint dries, you put the second coat, and you want to pull the tape as quick as you can, because you don't want the caulk to dry with the tape on there, because then you can have a hard time getting the tape off. So basically, what you want to do is you want to get both of your paints on there before this stuff has this time, you know, maybe an hour the most. To make sure this don't cure out, you know, set up to where when you pull the tape, it's ripping the tape. The ideal thing is to pull the tape off while the caulk is still wet. And that way, once you pull that, the caulk dry. I know it looks white here, you know, but it dries clear. So, you know, after you pull this, any other caulk gets behind the tape will dry clear, you won't see it. So it'll give you this nice, good, crisp, clean line. And this saves a bunch of money on all that expensive frog tape that seals up the edge for you. Now if you have frog tape, it's good to use it, but if you don't, it's a weekend project, and all you got is masking tape. This is how you take care of that. And you can use this clear caulk to caulk up baseboard, moldings. You can use it for anything, so it's not just for this. You can use this to caulk up cracks in the wall or anything that you want to caulk. Just use it as like regular caulk. And it's nice that it's white and dries clear, so you can see if you've got all of it or not. You want to make sure, just smush it in there real good. Make sure that edge is completely sealed. And that way when you paint over it, there's no chance of it getting behind the tape. Just like that right there. I'm going to grab a roller. Just roll through half the tape. Go slow. You're not in too much of a hurry now. Ever so gently. You gotta put 2 coats, so you just make sure the first one, it's kind of thin. If you paint it with the brush, just hit the tape and come off of it. Don't push it that way. It can push it underneath the tape. Come from the tape and go that way. So what we're going to do is, let this dry for the second coat, and then I'll come back and pull the tape for you. Back shortly. All right, back with the final product. Got it all cleaned up. Tape pulled. Plates back on. We have 2 walls of 2 different colors. This is the white 52 and a sage. Took us right around 4 hours to complete that, and that's with putting all the drops, taping everything up. We even threw in the bathroom too. That was also blue. Changed that out to the sage color to match the bedroom. And so now I have the fan on it, getting it to dry. But looks nice. So if you have any questions, you'd like these types of videos, please drop a comment below. Like and subscribe. And we'll see you on the next one.